Greetings fellow warriors, and welcome back to another Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord video. Today we're taking a look at a few rather new mods. Well, one of them has been released for quite some time now, but it's been constantly updated, so I thought why not include it in this video. The others are all pretty recent, ranging from quality of life changes to total overhauls. If that piqued your interest, you should definitely stick around. As for the development of my hunting mod that I talked about in my last Bannerlord video, development is going strong. I'm currently trying to integrate war elephants as part of the early access release, but having issues getting them to work properly. If everything fails, I will just release the early access version without elephants soon and keep working behind the scenes to make them happen. Also, there's a huge update coming for cinematic combat, and I'm preparing a small little teaser trailer on what you can expect in the future, so keep an eye out for that. But other than that, let's dive in to today's video. First up, I want to talk about a little teeny tiny mod I've released, Adam's Nostalgic Conversations. This mod changes the conversation camera, you know, the scene where you initiate dialogue with various people in Caradia with this horrendous 2D screen in the background that looks like it's been captured by the first ever heliograph, to a more polished scene with actual global illumination that we had back in 2020. So I always hated how Tailwords changed this mechanic, even all the way back when I didn't know how to code. Given it adds a loading screen, which is probably the reason why Tailwords decided to change it in the first place, but for me it's pretty much negligible, since it only takes 2 seconds at max to initiate dialogue, and it just looks so much better. I've also included an optional settlement mechanic that adds these scenes to settlements too. However, the whole settlement will be loaded and it will take much longer. That's why I usually have this feature turned off. If you want to make your conversation scenes a lot more polished, this is definitely a mod you should check out. Next up, let's look at another small mod, Weather Indicator. This mod adds a small weather indicator to the campaign map UI. You have probably experienced this. You see some rain clouds on the campaign map, but when you enter the battle, it's not raining because you are not in the rain zone, which isn't really obvious for the player. There's no real clarity on what type of weather you will see inside the battle scene. The little icon will change depending on the type of weather. If the indicator for some reason is unclear, you can also hover over it and it will tell you what kind of weather you can expect when entering a mission. In my opinion, this is also a must-have mod. The author is right. Sometimes it's really difficult to tell what kind of weather you can expect, and this mod alleviates this uncertainty completely. Next up, we have a troop overhaul that I'm currently using in pretty much all of my campaigns. European Caradia, OTA troops. This mod distributes armor provided by Orbis Terrare Armarium, an armor mod which I talked about in this video, to various troops across all of Caradia. It equips Vlandian, Sturgeon and Imperial troops and lords with weapons and armor from OTA, open source armory, open source weaponry and open source saddlery, in order to capture a realistic reconstruction of medieval European soldiers. But a small disclaimer, if you install this mod, you're probably only going to play as Vlandia from now on, since they look so good. Also, Dirthat will lose his also precious beard when wearing this helmet for some reason. Up next, we've got a big overhaul for the relationship system, Bannerlord. This mod changes the general marriage and relationship behavior by adding flirts, affairs and marriage by love, including reactions of the NPCs around you. This mod provides an alternative attractiveness system, a relationship system based on trait compatibility, NPCs flirting with each other in settlements or armies, affairs between NPCs which can lead to unwanted pregnancies, reactions to these pregnancies, when witnessing affairs and flirts, or when giving birth to bastards, and much more. Some NSFW stuff is also included, which I won't go into, but the other stuff, let's take a deep dive. NPCs are daily looking around for other NPCs they consider attractive. Those NPCs may be in the same settlement or same army. What NPCs consider being attractive is randomly generated when starting a campaign or loading the mod for the first time. Some factors include male or female, their build, age and culture. If they find someone that they deem attractive based on these factors, they may start flirting. The result of those flirts is a number generated by their trait compatibility. If it's positive, the NPC flirted with gains emotion points and horny points. Honorable NPCs won't start a relationship when married. So when NPCs start having an affair, they will start meeting in secret, and if the, I can't believe I'm saying this, horny score is high enough, they might conceive a child. If some other affair partner of either of those NPCs is close, like in the same settlement or army, they may witness their lovers flirting or dating with others and might even catch them in the act. They react according to their traits, so they might break up, leave the clan or even kill each other. Same things apply when NPCs are getting married. And the additional reaction is now divorce and throwing their cheating partners out of the clan. Cruel NPCs might even look around in their prisons for some evil deeds. So essentially torture, I guess. This whole system only works for lords and ladies and wanderers. So there are a lot of systems that this mod provides. Like I said, there's more NSFW stuff like gifting pies for gentlemen or gifting sausages to women, if you catch my drift, and all that stuff, but the other systems can really spice up your playthrough. Some dialogue is also pretty immersion breaking, but overall I think this mod adds a ton of value to the already existing relationship system in the game. The next mod I want to talk about today is created by my dear friend Litauen and is called Eastern Europe 1259. It's a total conversion mod designed for enthusiasts of historical accuracy and immersive gameplay, set against the tumultuous backdrop of Eastern Europe in the mid-13th century. This mod plunges players into a period rife with conflict, cultural shifts and significant historical events. Culture-wise, we got our boys, the Northern Crusaders, the Baltic and the Rus. As for the factions, we have the Teutonic Order, the Kingdom of Lithuania, Baltic tribes and the Prussians. The goal of the custom-made map is to be as close to reality and historically accurate as possible, without compromising the playability, all with geographically accurate settlements, rivers, forests and swamps. Each significant historical figure will have his appearance carefully crafted to be as true to their real-life counterpart as possible. The new factions all come with unique custom troop trees, new items and even new seats. For example, we have two custom castles. I'm totally gonna butcher these names, but Boruta and Grodjazduf. Looking at the settlement menu image, you might notice that it's not the vanilla castle image, but rather a screen captured of the actual settlement in-game, which is a nice touch, I think. I can imagine that this mod will have a ton of custom scenes like that, and I can't wait to see and, most importantly, siege them all. These are only a few of the new features that this mod provides, and the author is constantly pushing progress updates on the Discord server, which will also be linked down below in the description, where you can get a glimpse of all the current and future features this mod will add. I might dedicate a complete video on it sometime in the future when more features are added, and personally, the best part of this total conversion, you don't need to download 10 GB of separate files. No, you can just go on Nexus and download this one mod with currently 300 MB and you can play all you like. It's intentionally made this way. I admit I'd love to see a future separate mod that updates the custom troop trees with armor from Orbis Terrae, Armarium or other stuff, but I really love this approach that this mod is standing on its own legs with minimal size. And the last mod I want to talk about today is called Better Pikes. I think I've talked about it previously, but the author has been constantly updating, fixing and refining the code and even creating new animations to make pikes as realistic as possible. This mod gives pikes a realistic length, fixes pike bracing and makes pikemen use pike formations. It makes pikemen use deep shield wall formations that resemble pike formations. These formations are tightly spaced and slow moving. If you're commanding pikemen and want to use this formation, you can order them to form a shield wall and advance. The idle, walking and running animations have also been fixed. Pikes are now held upright instead of sideways as it is case in vanilla. They will now also ready their pikes when they are at least 50 meters away from the enemy by default. The first 4 ranks will ready their pikes for an underarm thrust. Then the 5th rank will ready their pikes for an overhead thrust, and the 6th rank and onwards will ready their pikes at an angle. Having pikemen in your armies against heavy cavalry will definitely be a game changer. Previously, pikemen were pretty much, how can I say it in the nicest way, utterly useless, but this mod adds some much needed functionality to pikemen, and depending on the situation can influence the battlefield pretty drastically depending on what enemy you're fighting. And yeah, I guess this is it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to hit that like button. It would help out tremendously, or maybe even subscribe to the channel. That would really make my day. Join my Discord server if you want to talk with me and other like-minded people about all kinds of stuff. And I see you all in my next video. Become a YouTube member or patron today, and bye. Yet another huge shout out to Athena, Mother of the Institute, Isaac Waltzman, Justin Knudson, Kenneth Riele, Wow, by Jay Kuhn, G. Morrissey, Joe Mungandre, Josh Harding, Lyrian, Ugi, Philippe Ramelli, Paul Andre Danielson, Rain, sold for $7, We Are Fitzgerald, Wolfie UK, Zach B, Harold Goodwinson should have won the Battle of Hastings, Rebow, Great Light, Sahafire Playlist, Pyrolyzed, Ed Kyle, Chains, and Clinky Man, and all the other channel members and patrons for supporting the channel.